So Caleb Williams, more than likely, is supposed to be the number one overall pick. But is he really worth the number one overall pick? I'm sure everybody by this point in time, knows plenty about Caleb Williams, his character, traits, and all that. And right here on screen, you can see the money that he's receiving for, I guess, name, image, and likeness, the NIL. And it says that he's made $10 million between NIL and endorsements, being the USC quarterback. $10 million is a lot, and that's before he's even taken one snap. I'm talking about even in, like, let's say the Bears. Let's just say the Bears pick him, right? Because they're the number one overall team in the draft or whatever, number one pick. Let's say the Bears are selected for the Hall of Fame game. They get it. Obviously, very first offensive snap goes to the Bears. Like, Caleb Williams hasn't even gotten to that point, and he's already made $10 million. You know how many athletes in my lifetime or in your lifetime, have never seen $10 million, and this guy's already made $10 million before he's even taken a snap, preseason, training camp, any of that? Like, do you realize that how, like, that the amount of money that this guy has made? It just blows my mind to see where we're at in the world, in the world of sports, where now a college quarterback is making more than a proven backup quarterback that could come in and get the job done here and there. Like a quarterback like Nick Mullins, or a quarterback on your favorite team, like the backup or whatever. Those guys like Nick Mullins have probably never seen $10 million, and they've been around for a while. So I don't know what else to think of, but this dude is just greedy. I mean, but really, is he greedy or is he smart? Because you tend to look at the NFL through a lens, and you tend to see these quarterbacks or players in general. Let's just not even say the quarterback anymore. Let's just say these athletes, these players in general, come in and make a ton of money. Adrian Peterson, make a ton of money, and then be broke before you know it. So this dude Caleb Williams and his dad, mainly his dad, because his dad's probably living his youth all over again through Caleb Williams. Even though Caleb Williams, for reasons, should be the number one overall pick, but his dad is having that massive influence on Caleb to make him seem this way. And Caleb Williams hasn't shot that idea down that it's his dad. Maybe it is Caleb Williams that is doing it all and using his dad as bait. Who knows? So for him to already ask for like, what is it? What is it? I don't know the official terms that he's asking for, but part ownership of a team that drafts him. Like, do you realize how long these franchises, like the Bears, bro? I keep going back to the Bears, even though, I'm pretty sure they're going to trade out, bro. I don't think they're going to want Caleb Williams. Because if you look at his antics, he was crying during the football game. The Bears fan base is pretty rowdy, bro. Like, they'll rip him up in the sidelines and all that. Even though they've been a trash team for the last however many years, they'll get on them. They'll start booing them loudly. But let's say that he does get drafted by the Bears, and he's asking him or his dad, however you want to look at it, are asking for majority stakes, whatever, part ownership, I don't know, that franchise that's been around for well over 100 years. Like, do you realize that type of move? And if he was to get that, that's the first time in sports history that prospect gets any bite of a franchise before they retire, like in any sports. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna open up the doorway to all other sports, baseball, basketball, obviously football now, especially football. Everybody, all the up and coming 12, 13, 14 year olds are watching closely. They're like, oh man, if Caleb Williams can become an owner of a team, like that's the exact words that are probably going through their heads. Because going back to my time as a kid, looking at something like that's what would have went through my head. That's the influence that Caleb Williams is having on the youth. So The NFL's got a huge issue, and now imagine if Caleb Williams goes undrafted, bro. Imagine that talent that this guy will have on the sidelines and not being able to display it on the field because of his antics or his dad's antics. Can you imagine Caleb Williams not being drafted? I can see him getting drafted, but I don't know, man. His stock, like, what if he, honestly, I was thinking the other day, what if he actually is pretty good, right? What if he is pretty good? Because I've never really paid attention to him in college. I don't really like college football or college basketball or basketball in general, but there's reasons why he's considered the number one overall pick, right? And he's got to have the skill traits. He's got to have this and that to be considered the number one overall pick. He's got to be good, right? But what if his antics keep him away from being drafted? I can't see him actually getting drafted, like getting skipped on like the whole entire draft. That's way too many picks. And the team will be like, you know what? We're this far into the draft. He's humbled a little bit. Let's give him a shot. Let's draft him. And boom, they'll draft him, and then we'll see where it goes from there. But I don't know, man. I don't know. If you were the Bears, what would you do? I keep asking myself, aside from being a Viking fan, would I take a chance on this guy leading my franchise? Forget that they're the Bears. Forget that. Just think about it like that. You're a GM. You need to save your job. This is the moment of truth. You got every momentum in the offseason, all this money, all this and that. Do you take the number one overall pick, and do you get Caleb Williams, given everything that he's shown you so far before he's even taken a snap? Do you go that route, or do you go with the quarterback from North Carolina, Drake May? Do you go that route? Drake May has been a quiet assassin thus far. Drake May shows signs that he can make the big throws. I would honestly, if I was the Chicago Bears, I'd be like, you know what? Caleb Williams is a nice name, image, and likeness, but all it takes is for this dude to not like something about a coach or the game plan. This dude will sit there and be like, it's already in his head. It's already been implanted in his head, and it's grown. The seed has already grown and it's blossomed. It's a big old forest tree, nothing but ideas of, I don't got to do this. Trade me. I don't care if I'm a rookie quarterback. Trade me. I'll sit out. I'm making money off of name image. That's what you're running into with Caleb Williams right there. That's what you're running into with Caleb Williams. So me personally, no. I hate the Bears. Don't get me wrong. I hate the Bears. But if I'm the Bears, if I'm Ryan Pohl, the GM, I'm skipping on Caleb Williams. If somebody offers me a handsome reward for that number one overall pick, like they throw in like 3 first-round picks, I'll be like, man, we are stockpiling this first-round picks. And then they still got another first-round pick that they can select a decent quarterback with. Like, let's say they want J.J. McCarthy because he's from Illinois. How about that one? Illinois kid playing for the Illinois team. Think about that one. So Drake, and if he doesn't work out, if J.J. McCarthy doesn't work out or Drake May doesn't work out, guess what? This team over here just gave us 3 first-round picks for the number one overall pick. So I don't know, a lot to unpack right there, I know, but I'm pretty sure you guys have ideas of what you would do with the first overall pick. What would you guys do with the first overall pick? If you were Ryan Pohl, the GM of the Chicago Bears, what would you do?